apologies for jumping on this one a bit late. A little bit of a family emergency. Everything's alright as things stand. I'm back live for you guys. Oh God, I can see all the comments. I can see so many comments so far. What a positive afternoon in St James's Park. I'm going to be brutally honest. I'm not sure in all the time that I've watched Newcastle United. Can we get John Anderson on here? There he is. He's waving on the live. He's probably live on BBC Radio at this point. He's been determined, I've said this for a while, determined to get on the Geordie Journos, and there he is on the Geordie Journos. Special guest, John Anderson, Newcastle United hero, legend of BBC Radio in Newcastle. 91 of you guys on here. Thanks a lot for everybody who tuned in early and on time. Apologies that I was a touch late. Before I come into the comments, I'm going to go on a little bit about what I thought of that game. The positives, there were no negatives really, was there? None at all. And what I thought about it. Like I said, I think in the... How long have I been coming to this ground watching Premier League football? It shows my age. There'll be plenty of people on here who've been a lot longer than I have. I was just saying the other day, former colleague at the Shields Gazette, Miles Starford, put on a picture. Check out his Twitter. Put on a picture this week of a game where it showed that end there with the scoreboard. It showed a scene from a game, the first game of the season in 92-93, and my first ever game, which was actually a second tier game, second tier season, the promotion season. My first game was Mansfield in the League Cup 4 days later, and I stood probably not far away from where I stand here. And obviously this was all anybody will remember, of course, was concrete posting. And I remember my granda and my dad standing with us and sitting us on one of these concrete posts here at the bottom of this stadium. Anybody who's got memories of that St James's Park, do jump in the comments and let us know. But in that time, in all that time I've been coming to the stadium, I've seen very few games that was one-sided and easy. That was a walk in the park for Newcastle United. An absolute walk in the park. They won't get it much easier than that. But by the same token, you can only beat what's in front of you, and you have to win. And they went and did that. First half was easy. And realistically, the only concern that I had at half time, 1-0 up, was, does an error creep in? I mean, being at Brentford last week where it was error all the time, does an error creep in, and does it create a problem for Newcastle? Is there a corner that Vestergaard can get on the end of? Does someone drop a clanger in their own box? Does a ball over the top create problems for Fabian Schär? You just don't know how these things are going to play out. It never materialised. Leicester were as blunt as... They were about as sharp as a spoon in an attacking sense. And it was a... I mean, Martin Dubravka may as well have had his deck chair out today. Not that it's the weather for it, of course, but he could have his deck chair out. And then the second half, what Newcastle United for me found was that clinical edge. They found the ability to put the opposition to the sword, created chances, could have had more. Isak could have had a hat-trick today, but he was excellent. Again, I thought Anthony Gordon was at the top of his game. The two defenders who stood up for me were Lewis Hall, outstanding. I thought, again, he's that lad, you know, if he keeps developing in the manner in which he does, I mean, you could argue, does he lack an inch? Does he lack a yard? Does he whatever he lacks, he more than makes up for in his ability in every other respect. And in games like this, it really suits him down to the ground. Thought he was outstanding. Dan Burn had a really good game. Not that he was massively up against anything, but anything that came his way, he swept up. And going back to Martin Dubravka as well, I would say there was a lot of talk about the goalkeeper situation in the run-up to this game, but like I say, the guy had a cigar in the day. It was nice and easy. Anything that he had to do, he did relatively easily. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump in the comments before we go on to any more. There is, of course, like, comment, share, subscribe. You can do all that stuff. Click the bell for your Geordie Journos. We're two really proud sponsors now of Geordie Journos. Whoever won, now it's two, double up. And there might be more in the future as well, who knows. But, of course, long-time sponsors of the Geordie Journos, Four Rivers Financial Planning, and of course Mitigate as well, who've come on board this week with a fantastic ad. You'll have seen it, you know where it is, and all the details for both of those companies are below. Do check them out because they are top level everything they do. We don't just have any Tom, Dick or Harry come on here on board with the Geordie Journos. We only get the best. If you're going to sponsor the Geordie Journos, you have to be up to scratch, and these two companies have passed the Geordie Journos test. They're fantastic, and we're so proud to have them on board with us. Right, I'm going to jump in the comments, we're going to have a chat, and I'll see what you guys have got to say, because I'm always interested. Am I doing that thing where am I giving anybody kind of problems here when I'm wobbling around? I'll try and stay still. James Rowell agreed. I don't know who you're agreeing to, James. Shieldsy won. Shearer's words fired a few players up. Gary V, I'll be honest, as performances go from every individual, right from back to front, that is our best this season, because we didn't concede. I look like conceding, but didn't. Alexander Linton agreed, but Shea gave the ball away loads today. He hasn't been his best this season, has it? But I thought he was alright today. Here we're at James Rowell. I think Almiron and Trips are more likely to go in January than Shea. Gary V, I'm thinking, I'm jumping in here. I've jumped into the conversation you guys were having while I was delayed and you're waiting for me. So I'm going to read you out anyway. Gary V, it was also great to see some of our big hitters unscathed for Wednesday. I think that's fair. I'm really looking forward to Wednesday. I'm not going to be doing a live on Wednesday, or could I do a live? I don't know. I'll actually be buzzing around. Where am I sat? I'm up there actually, up in that corner in the upper tier of the Milburn with my daughter Freya and my son William. So that'll be a good night. We'll enjoy that as long as we're in. We don't want any more West. Last time I had one of the bands here, it was West Ham, so let's hope for that. Anything like that again. Right. James Brighton, I hate to say, but Trips looked like he didn't give a and was just putting in the minutes to take his money. I didn't think that at all. I didn't think that at all, actually. D. Gray, Gordon Hall, and Isak had it going today. Shares high made. Tony Timebridge. It's a bit more like it, isn't it? Yes, I agree. That definitely is more like it. El Stapleton. Dave Ortell, alright, Liam. Alright, mate. James Brighton, if I could get a Fredo for Trips at the moment in time, I think it was a bargain. What is this? Can we talk about this? Where is this coming from? Come in the comments, where is this coming from? Where is this trivia animosity coming from? I just don't see it. Let us know. Maybe I'm the staff one here, I don't know. Tony Timebridge, Tonali sitting and Bruno and Joe ahead of him seems to be the answer. Unfortunately, Joe Linton will be banned for the next Premier League game. I think. I'll have to find out. I'll have to get some clarity. I don't know. I think it is the next Premier League game. Ian Robson, a long way to go. Looking dodgy this year. Only 4 points off fourth, when even fifth might be Champions League. D. Gray, yes, the midfield looks sharp today. David Bartel, midfield 3, all performed well. Only down point from today is Joe Linton's suspension for Ipswich. Yes, I think it is Ipswich. I think it's the next Premier League game. Says, I don't know what that's saying. Jim Brighton, on the plus side, getting the players to shoot on sight. That was a big thing today. When the other side are sitting back seems to work, we'll eventually got a goal and force them to have to play the game. I thought there was a little bit more shooting on sight today, wasn't there? There was a little bit more of that. It wasn't always pointed or directed or great, in fairness, but it was nice to see. It was nice to see them try and take the opportunity. Paul Featherstone, momentum, please, I agree. D. Gray, when you put it on target, good things happen. It can only happen if you put it on target. Good point, mate. James Rowell, does anyone think we only play well under pressure? I don't know. Dom, quick one. Is Joe Linton banned for Ipswich, not Brentford? Ipswich. Right, Dom is there in the background. There he is. Ipswich. Next week. I mean, if you really want to. I've literally just started going to the comments. I was delayed today. Dom wants to come on. He's got very flat hair. He's This is not a Dom Skirt hairline. I know. I'm disappointed by you, Dom. We're watching you put the hat on.
My hair looks worse.
Have a word for what Eddie said there.
Eddie, a much needed result. He was very pleased with the set pieces, where maybe a month ago Newcastle were criticised for a lack of goals from set pieces.
They tried a lot more, didn't they?
They showed real innovation today, scored 2 goals from set pieces. Eddie Howe was particularly pleased with the 2 goals.
I mean, it might be this man, actually. It might be this man with the set pieces. That's Jason Tyndall down there.
Yeah, but Eddie Howe did say, credit to Jason Tyndall, but it's a collective effort, and it's up to the players to execute it, and Jason Tyndall will be the first to say that. But yeah, really good performance, much needed performance from Newcastle after the Brentford game. He said it wasn't a week of, even though Bruno in his programme notes said maybe a few tough words were said between the players, Eddie Howe said it wasn't a week to sort of lay into his players, it was one to support his players. and we got the results on the pitch this afternoon. And yeah, asked Eddie Howe about. I'm just seeing who's coming out.
Anthony
Gordon.
Gordon.
It was Lewis Hall asked Eddie Howe about, because one criticism of Lewis Hall, as good as he's been, is the lack of goal contributions in terms of assists, because I think he'd only assisted 1 goal for Newcastle before today, 2 assists today, could have been more. Had a cross for Bruno in the first half and then played a role in the set piece goals as well. Good to see from him, and yeah, Eddie Howe very pleased to see Lewis Hall adding that to his game, and it comes from a lot of hard work on the training ground this week. So yeah. And just on Joe Linton's yellow card, which was another question asked about, Eddie Howe had a word with Joe Linton, said, don't get booked. Joe Linton says, don't worry, Gaffer, I won't. A minute later, gets booked.
That was why he immediately, there he is actually, he's coming out now. He immediately looked over to Eddie Howe. There we go, can we get him on there? Can you see him? Maybe. You might be able to see him, you might not be. But he looked over at Eddie Howe straight. We have to get him booked, didn't he?
Yeah, so it was clearly on his mind. And Joe Linton had been on 4 bookings for 9 games.
Had he?
Yes, 9 games on 4 bookings. So 9 games by Joe Linton's standards without getting a booking is a long time, considering actually it's 11 with the 2 League Cup games. Incredible. And then
so he gets booked in the League Cup, he can still be banned in the league?
No.
So none of it ever applies?
Yellow cards do not transcend the competitions, red cards do. So
okay.
If ever a player is red carded, they will be banned for both Premier League and League Cup, which is why Fabian Schär missed the Nottingham Forest League Cup game through suspension, and that took a game off his suspension in the Premier League. It's why Nick Pope missed the Carabao Cup final, because it was a red card. It's why Bruno missed Premier League games after getting a red card against Southampton in the League Cup. Red cards banned for all competitions, yellow cards no.
Okay, right,
that's the explanation.
You got anything else for the viewers out there? Is there anything you want to say before we do a deep dive?
No, I'll say it on the video. Check that out later.
There he is, Dom Skur. Dom Skur with all the latest from Eddie Howe's press conference. I'm going to jump back in the comments now. 245 of you guys are watching. 44 likes. I want to see a few more likes. Of course, you can donate if you want to donate. You don't have to. It's not mandatory. You can just watch if you want. But it all helps and all keeps things ticking over. Do give it a like, do give it a share, do give it a subscribe, and do get involved in the conversation, because as I always endeavour, I will try and get through every single question that you guys have on here. I'm going to rest next to Dom as long as I'm going to put him off too much from his hard-earned graft. He's put his earphones on, so he'll be fine. And it'll stop me wobbling around. Right. Where are we at? Natalie Wilkinson. They really turned up today, so we just have to build on the momentum. Cheers for your comment, Natalie. Chair push into the pocket. Tell you what, and you also mentioned Lewis Hall being outstanding. I think it does. Bruno is now getting into goal-scoring positions, and we've seen from there's evidence of when Bruno plays in those more attacking positions, he can score goals, and he's starting to do that. Ali B1, Gordon looks firing again. I thought Gordon was fired up today. Cristobal, the meltdown from Arsenal and Liverpool fans will be glorious, as watching us finally celebrate a convincing win. Barry Hogan, Liam, will this get certain Newcastle fans off Murphy's back? Really good performance, so lucky not to have a hat-trick. He's a cracking squad player. Do you know what? I thought Jacob Murphy wasn't great. I'm just gonna throw it out there. I can't fault the lad. I cannot fault the lad in terms of his finishing for the goals. He probably should have at least had another, but he wasn't great in that first half until he got his goal, and then turned it around from there. But you only see as you see. Natalie Wilkinson again. I can feel a Gordon goal coming in the next few games. I can too. Where we are, James Brighton. We spent the last few games trying to dribble the ball into the goal, and teams found us out. Just hope we can keep this up. Maybe need a right wing that can hit from distance. I'd love to see that. Doesn't sound like January's going to be very busy, but I'd love to see that myself. Natalie Wilkinson, clean sheet as well. And out of the minus goal difference. How are the lads? I'm all for that. D Gray, happy for Murphy. Good to see his high energy effort player rewarded. Showed some grit by putting a couple in after missing the target earlier twice. Yeah, I don't know why he was starting them left-footed shots, but he definitely wasn't bending them in where he was starting them at the corner flag like he did with his left foot. Denise Applewhite, about to drive home. But what a tremendous game. Thanks for watching, Denise. I really appreciate your support of the channel, and I hope your drive home is safe and positive. James Rowell, I would say there was pressure to win today given the recent run of form. Barry Hogan, Cristobal answering 2. He scored 2 from right wing. Might have to call. I don't know what he said. These are all having a big. This is what it's all about. This is what this live has become. My live has become. It's grown from just me chatting at a phone to suddenly everybody chatting with each other. And we're building a little community here at the Geordie Journos. And you all love the live commentary. And I love it too. So let's just keep it going. Terry, until it comes out, I still don't believe Eddie signed Asula. He did own the Asula one, because he said Jason Tindall worked with him very closely at Sheffield United. And that was why they brought him in. So I don't know if you've seen that, but that is something that Eddie Howe was on record talking about. Dale the Dolphin? At a right wing and a centre back to that side, and we are absolutely flying. Paul Chollerton giving waves to Denise. Gary V's giving thumbs up to Barry. James Brighton, Geordie Journos are so late, I think they might need a Hurst. Don't know what a Hurst is. Jeff Hurst? Jeff Hurst, maybe? None of that today. Shut up, James. I was a little bit late, though. I was a little bit late. I was, yes. Oh. Yes. I did explain to everybody it was actually a family emergency, but that's fine. Oh. It actually was, yeah. Oh. So shut up, James, man. Cut us some slack, will you? James Rowell, Isak's footwork was pure magic watch. Always is when he's in this kind of form. Tim Pert, we need a similar result against Brentford. Barry Hogan, Liam will be too busy running around the stand with his hands in the air. Well, there was a bit of that as well, I can't deny. David Martell last season would have said that we've overspent on Lewis Hall, but looks an absolute snip. Newcastle England left back for the next 10 years. I love him. Dan Ewan, evening Dan. Delighted with that performance. 4-0 could have been 7. Hopefully take a bounce in the Brentford game for Hall was man of the match today. And only time he's been out of my fantasy team all season. Why? Why would you do that, Dan? SKS 0-10-0. Barnes looked reluctant to shoot on his old team. He had a couple. Asula didn't have any chances after he came on. The ball didn't find him in any good positions, that's fair. James Brighton, Barnes looks to shoot from the left. He would have been more comfortable crossing from the right, not his fault. James Rowell again, I wouldn't read too much into that. I think Barnes was just always in congested areas. Geordie Toon for life, brilliant performance for the lads, claps in black and white hearts. I feel it too. SKSO 10, we had timing for the Craig Hope story. I would have expected that midweek, not a few hours before the game. Yeah, I don't know too much about it. Whoa, what is this? What is this? $100 donated.
Merry Christmas.
Dom, have you got a message for? I don't even know who it is.
Wait, I look like a dibby.
It says message retracted as well, so I have no idea. There we are, $100.
Thank you very much. That's a classy Christmas gesture. Really good, but I am
happy Christmas. Dom is so happy. That's going to get him some new earphones so he doesn't look like a divvy. They do. The Sony, yeah, they look nice. They look nice. That is incredible. I'm blown away. I am blown away by anybody who would donate to 3 dafties who just talk about football on a YouTube channel. I am always amazingly surprised, and I honestly can't thank anybody enough who does donate. I'm gonna like that. I get that, like that. Thank you so much. Unnamed, done in dollars. Thank you so much. 239 of you guys on here, 71 likes. Give it a like, and I will talk about whatever you want on here. Let's get these comments back. I'm gonna have to scroll. Right, I'm back. Johnny Ola, whoop whoop. Jack S, sorry. Words can't describe how happy it makes me when the Toon win. Good shout, mate. What a win it was as well. Cristobal, I think there's pressure on every game. There is. Shares, judged by the early subs, I reckon Sean will start alongside Bruno and Tonali. I think that's a fair shout. Gary DB, that was Canny Arids. It certainly was, mate. SKS 010. Too many shots out wide or above the goal. It's just we get more shots. Actual goal, we'll score way more. I mean, it's easy saying it like that, but you just, it's not that easy to do. L Stable, and hope it helped you feel better, Andrew. I don't know what we're talking about here, but we're in the conversations again. I love to see it. Colin Morton, still a great win, and clean sheet too, right. Geordie Toon for life. So many good performances, but Lewis Hall has so much talent and a Ferrari engine. He's up and down that left hand side. I don't know what his engine is, but more of it. I love it. Johnny Ola, should we have swapped Isak for Asula earlier? I did think that, but I also see the reasoning as to why you would keep Isak on the pitch. Cristobal, what a convincing win can do for your mental health. Shares Isak's hold-up play today was brilliant to watch. It's like we had an extra playmaker. Kelly Gilmore, Sandro Tonali, my man of the match. Outstanding. Let me know your man of the match by jumping in the comments. Ali B1, Club's distribution and feet are better than Pope. There's no doubt about that. I just don't think he's quite as good a shot stopper or commands his box as well. Saying that though, Nick Pope hasn't been great this season, so that's fair as well. Barry Hogan just shows how desperate Tonali is to be away. Loads of Italian press rubbish. James Rowell, Lewis Hall, man of the match. Andy Ford, we learned nothing today. Leicester were the worst team I've seen at SJP in years. Gateshead would have beaten them today. I don't think Gateshead would have, but Dom can't hear us. That's a do. Shout out for Longstaff for his 200th appearance today. Cristobal, did anybody hear Van Nistelrooy in his presser talking about how good Almiron is? He's not been doing his homework. Last what, just in 2022? NSI, good win, but our subs bar trips need to be moved on. Barnes is pathetic. Tug Wilson, Liam, missed it. Were we good or bad or Leicester bad? By the way, my first game was with my granddad in 1967. The men passed me over the turnstiles, so didn't play. Then I was lifted up and touched Win Davies' sock. Oh, I love that. See, I love those kind of stories. It's outstanding. Do get them shared. Like I say, I was sharing with everybody at the start of this, if you didn't come on, as to how a former colleague of mine had shared a photo of the Gallagher end where it had the scoreboard and all that kind of thing in the 1992-93 season. And that was when one part of the Georgianos, went to my first ever game in the League Cup against Mansfield 4 days after that picture was taken. So do check out Miles Starfer's Twitter and you'll see that picture, and that kind of shows my age when I was only a little one, a weeing, and I was in this stand on the concrete barriers that used to line, as it is now known, the Milburn stand. Right, Patty NUFC, Murphy man of the match for me. Rob Faraday, Tonali makes it tick in the middle. First time passes, keeps it quick. Bruno further forward is always great. Colin Morton, Jacob Murphy, outstanding. Barry Cope, Ari Lane, we needed that Tonali class. Andrew DB, there was always one negative whopper. We were outstanding. I don't know who the negative whopper is. I hope you're not talking about me. Andy Brett, Bruno, and Toenail, very good. I think that's got to be an autocorrect error, because Bruno's toenail would probably be worth £20 million, I would imagine. But I think you're talking about Sandro Tonali. Graham Towler, how in Shez, Colin Morton in how we trust Tim C. We need to now have a good Christmas set of games and move up the league. I agree with that, Graham. Bowman, concrete posts were state of the art at those times. Stunk the piss though. Yeah, I mean, I can't disagree. It's not really a lasting memory of mine, although I do remember the bogs, and they weren't great. Andy Ford, did Tonali cost £55 million or 55 million yen? I don't know. I don't know the conversion rate. I'm not that well travelled. 1 goal and 0 assists since he signed. Honestly, think he contributes very little to this team. I really don't get the loving. Thanks for sharing your thoughts, Andy. It's fair. We're all in the Geordie journals. Everyone gets their say. LG, Leicester was that bad. It made our defence look good. Shez 4-0. Have we learned nothing? We've learned we can score 4 goals and kept a clean sheet. I thought that's fair as well. Alan Ty, I wish Trips could get more minutes. I do too. Cristobal, better Joe Linton missing Ipswich than Villa. Holloway Ben, no idea where the Trips hate is coming from. I don't either. Love seeing him on. His composure, match management, leadership were always there. Andrew Malloy, I was worried that long balls to Vardy would cause problems today. We give him a chance in our midfield and forwards, close them down, cut the passing lanes. Joey 2 for life, yes, Joe Linton misses Ipswich. Hall and Gordon link up on the left was beautiful from Jinky. Colin Morton, sell Longstaff. Oh, man, on that. Oh, well. Barry Hogan, it might go Joe Linton. Do Joe Linton good. Chance to rest his shoulder, which is definitely good. Tim C, we need a killer feel in extra time. Cristobal, actually think Joe Linton could do with the rest. Back for Villa to kick some backside. Steve C, what was your view on Tonali's performance in right? So Tonali's performance today, I thought it was solid. I'm not going to say any more than that, really. I thought he was solid. I thought he moves the ball well. He's got good technique. He's an excellent player. No doubt about that. I didn't think he was tested much today, and that's all right. And I like the way that unleashes Bruno. So I think they found a little bit of an answer there that's going to still need work. I want to see Sandro Tonali have 10 games. I don't want to be sitting here in the middle of January still having this feeling of wanting more. I want to see him perform. I want to see him get a chance to perform and push on. That's the way I see it anyway. Barry Cope, hopefully this is the kick with the backside we need. Chris Scott, excellent against the poor Leicester. Lewis Hall, man the match. Fishing rods, consistently inconsistent. Barry Hogan, well, they'll not be inconsistent if we play teams like Leicester every week. Barry Hogan, Tonali's free kick was shocking, it really was. Geordie 2 for life. Liam, you must have loved the waltz as a kid, the amount you're moving around. I did, that's why I've stuck to this now. I do. I'm a bit jumpy, I'm all over the shop. I need to calm myself down, so that's what I've done. I've rested myself up next to Dom. He's keeping us right, as he always does. The calming influence of the Geordie journals, Dominic Skir. He's listening to Eddie Howe too much to even bite on anything here. Andrew DB, anyone slagging players off after that seriously needs to get to Sunderland. Nobody needs to get to Sunderland. Christopher, time for some consistent performance now. This result doesn't mean much if we go out of the cup on Wednesday. El Stapleton, you're all talking to each other, that's fine, I'm coming back out of that. Tim C, whereabouts is Miles? Not fit yet. I assume you mean Miley. Where is Miley? Just playing at the 21s, we don't know any more than that. Jinky, did Jordan forget his question? No, don't think he did he? Not today. He had a wobble on Friday, but it happens to the best of it. It happens. And you know what? He showed commitment and resilience to come back and ask it properly the second time. And it didn't faze him. What a guy, right? We're all together on the Geordie Jones, we support each other. Harry Joe Linton was raging when the referee was. Richard Wolf, I take nothing from this result. Leicester was so bad. They were. I do take something from it. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed going and scoring goals. It doesn't happen very often. It hasn't happened all that often recently. So it was nice to see. Andrew DB, I thought Gordon was excellent. 4-5, you could choose man of the match, which is what we want. Tim C, frozen Liam. Oh, apologies. If we're getting freezes, I'm sorry. It is one of the ills of the live that we are beholden to the Wi-Fi's of various grounds. St James's Park does tend to be very good. So Tim, I apologise if we've had some freezes. Andrew DB, you take nothing from excellent football, Richard. Rather odd. Let's not be too critical of each other. Pete Davey, get in there, Liam lad. Brilliant performance. Thanks, Pete, mate. Sean Lewis Hall, best left back in the Premier League. We have a gem, Andrew DB. Hi, Pete. You well, brother. Steve Dawson, you could see quite a few players congratulating Eddie at the end. That's a good sign after a tough week. Pete Davey again. Yes, Andrew, hope you're a good fella. Morris Kennedy, no relation, I don't think. Good win today, up the mags. Christopher, does anyone know why Miley isn't involved? Just said, not injured, just playing with the 21s, get his fitness up. Chris James, don't get the negatives directed at trips. I don't either. Chris James, great result. Geordie 2 for life. Pete Davey, bragging rights in Leicester females. I've just realised why Pete Davies in the comments. I've just realised. You know what, that went over my head totally. That's why Pete Davies in the comments. Leicester in the bin. You'll be loving that. He'll be going to work this week with the biggest smile on his face going, and I love it, Pete. James Slater, a million times better today. Guys, that's what we want to see. Let's back this up with a big win on Wednesday. 2-0. Tony, this is one win at home against an awful team. Let's not get carried away. Fair enough. Ali B1 still not convinced Asula was worth 10 to 15. Davidson, NUFC, I can't fault Murphy's work rate, passion, and yes, he scored 2 good finishes. However, he does frustrate. James Brighton, Murphy had plenty of shots and missed, but he can have 50 and only score from 1. It's the one that counts. Very wise. Gary Warren, Howie the man. I don't know what that means, but I'm all for Howie the man as well. Terry Ogg, Murphy, not the answer. Gives the ball away too much. Go and get Jared Bowen in January. Well, that's just ludicrous. I appreciate your idea, but that ain't going to happen. I've always said all along, he ain't leaving. Shez, I'll say this about Murphy today. I think he played well in the first 20 minutes. Did you? I thought that was his worst 20 minutes. But he has a great attitude. Or maybe you were trying to say, I didn't think that, Matt. Oh, that's my pathetic comprehension. Yes, you said he didn't play well. I agree. But he didn't let it get him down. That's fair enough. Gary Warren, my grandfather was from Morpeth. Does that make him a Geordie? Am I going to walk that road? Is this the video for that? Or are we going to do the who's a Geordie, who's not a Geordie? Gary, he can be, if you want him to be a Geordie, he's a Geordie to you, Gary. Right. Davidson, NUFC. No, we're not going there. Simon Rudd, great performance, so much better. Gary Hogan, you are not dafties, you are the Geordie Journos dafties. That must be a special kind of dafty. Daniel Igo, I think Asula is a PSR signing, as I'd sell him for a profit shortly after. I don't know if anybody's going to pay more than that for a player who doesn't score goals, but such is life. Simon Rudd, where is Jordan? Is he in hiding after fluffing his lines? He's not. He's shoulders right, chest puffed out. He's down there speaking to Eddie again today, putting it behind him. Tim C is Miley, not fit yet, not really up to it. Andrew DB, the three wise monkeys. I'm all for that. I think that's quite silly and I like it. Barry Cope, 9.99. Thank you so much, Barry. Honestly, I can't thank you enough for donating. Anybody, like I said, if you donate to Dafties like us, then I am so delighted, and we will put this towards improving the channel as we always do. Barry Hogan, Liam, do you think the Greek might play against Brentford? I doubt it. I don't think Dubravka will have waited so long for a chance then not to be played. Andrew DB, where we at? Sorry, Barry Cope, great content as always. Cheers, Barry. Doug Milford, I thought the starting 11 were all very good today. Would have liked to see more of Asula, Trippier, Barnes and Longstaff seem to take us slightly backwards. Tim C, Chowdhury is dog. I like the use of emojis on that one. Daniel Igo, Almore to Leicester in January then. David Bartel, have you any comment on Craig Hope saying Longstaff is up for sale? It wouldn't surprise that. I don't think anybody, I'll be brutally honest, my thought on the whole squad at Newcastle United, I don't think anybody's not for sale. Simon Rudd, oh no, you're all talking to each other again. Tim C, I was the first member of the public to get married at St James's Park. Are you still married, Tim C? I haven't got great experience with marriages, so I'd like to know. Did it? Dom's laughing at us again.
You're talking about no one wants to go to Sunderland.
Yeah.
Marriage.
Yeah, but Tim C says he was the first member of the public to get married at St James's Park. So I'm asking him, what's your experience of marriages? Are they better than mine? Are they worse? Does it matter that you got married at St James's Park? And was the other half that you got married to black and white too? Or did you have to force them into this, onto the hallowed turf? I don't know. Andrew DB. No, Liam, you're a nice, positive whopper. I like that. I like that description. I'm going to keep that. I might make sure that gets put on my gravestone. Liam Kennedy. Nice, positive whopper. James Rowell, what was your favourite goal of the match? Favourite goal? That's a hard one. What was your favourite goal? I'm having to have a good think about this. I really enjoyed the first one. I thought it was a really good finish from Jacob Murphy, but the one he put through the legs, but both of Murphy's goals are really good. Paul Charlton, 499, cheers, mate. Good to see you again today. Brilliant as Alien, play them off the park. I'm home now, mate. Good to see you, mate. Massive supporter of the channel, Paul Charlton, and I get a heart for that one. Thank you so much, mate. Safe journeys. Right, I've lost the comments now. Every time I seem to like a comment, it just disappears. Daniel Ligo, Tonali stats have never been impressive in terms of goals, assists. He's the midfield engine though, swings it together way at the bottom and connects with them. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Andrew DB, I was going to ask you a question, Liam, but can I come back to you? This Jordan Pilin's not good. I don't like it. Leave him alone. Juju, are you related to Archie Ryan Tutt of ESPN FC? Am I related to Archie Ryan Tutt? I don't know who he is. Who is he, Tom? Dom's shaking his head. I don't know who the guy is. I'm definitely not related to him. I'm not sure whether you don't like him and you're having a go. Whether I look like him, I've no idea because I've never seen the guy in my life. Maybe talk like them. I've no idea. I'm not related, no. Jessica Noble, thanks for your comment. What a game. Oh my God, I'm crying right now inside. Happy tears. We won. Leicester Newcastle United is back in town. Our back is back in town. I'm back. We're back. It's back. Points are back. I'm all for that. Andrew DB, Tonali's work freed up Bruno. Hence Bruno's performance. Tony Trips 8. Maybe interview on the overlap where he was. Let's just say being very nice about Manure. And fantastic they were. That, by the way, is me being diplomatic. James Brighton, Trips, hate coming from. He wasn't there at free kicks and everything he touched was soft. He didn't seem to do anything to play out the clock. Guess I just remembered him putting in effort. Alan Ty, Tonali had a good game. It actually says tonality. Had a good game. Tonali had a good game. Golden man of the match. Barry Hogan, Liam, your after show sessions are amazing. Makes me feel like I'm there rather than just watching from home. Keep up the mint work, guys. That's what we try and do here. We try and give you a little sense of, you might not be able to be here. You could be anywhere on this planet. You could even be in the moon. We do have a regular watcher from the space station. Somebody will comment on that. We do have a regular person. They're not really at the space station, if you didn't know that already. Lewis Hall, that's many of the Geordie Journals watchers, man of the match, wandering out there. He's excellent, isn't he? He's good. He's good. There's Eddie Howe as well. Eddie Howe. You see? They're all there. They're all there. They're all there today. Right, I'm back in the comments. Andrew Malloy, we are lucky. If Bruce had got his way, Chowd would be a Toon player. That's certainly fair. David Cook, hi Liam, nice to see you today. It was nice to see you, mate. Thanks for all your support you ever give on this channel. So supportive, so many people on here are. On your way back to Scotland, great performance. Well, it's going to be a better journey with 3 points in the bag and 4 goals as well, mate. Thanks so much and good to meet you today. Pete Davey, again, Tonali was top class, Liam. He ran the show. It's not all about goals assist. He connects the midfield and allows it to thrive. David Cook, Tonali was excellent. Again, Jonah on the radio. It's okay, not freezing. I think it's cold. El Stapleton, you're a lucky charm now, David Cook. Pete Davey again on Tonali. Tonali was tested against Liverpool, the best midfielder on the pitch then. He's proven his worth. Cristobal, I think it's called a... Why are we talking about Jordan again? I think it's called a brain fart. Chin up, Jordan. You made it. You made it a few minutes later, very much like Jacob Murphy today. Jordan's... I was going to say something now, I don't know. I'm not going to criticise Jacob Murphy. Jordan is elite. He's elite in this game. Jessica Noble, if you could say who's man of the match from the Newcastle players, who do I think? I'm going to give it to Lewis Hall. I thought Lewis Hall was outstanding. Right, Shizzy 1. Are you enjoying the Filbert Street Soccer Stadium? Yeah. Home of the Leicester Foxes. Dan Ewan, need the chat to come up with a fine for a late live Santa. Dan, you want to see me in? Do you want to see me in fancy dress? I maybe could do that on the next one. Do jump in with some suggestions if you fancy it. Andy Ford, Lane, do you think Eddie will play the same 11 on Wednesday or will he make changes? No idea. I suspect he'll make a couple, but I don't think there's a massive amount of changes that he probably can make. So I think he'll go all in. James Brighton, how does anything go over your head with that wig? It's a wig and a half. Honestly, I've been blown all over in the wind today, and I'm in the waiting list for a haircut and a shave, a nice just Christmas treat for this Geordie journal. But for now, you'll have to have this messy wig. James Brighton, done you, mate. Jonah on the radio. Love listening to you when we win and can't even cope with you when we lose, which is surprising. Can't cope with the match of the day. No, I think that's fair. Look, I'll always say as I say, and that's the way it goes. Tim C, yes, still married. Well done, Tim C. I'm all for that. I'm all for a marriage lasting. Tom's laughing his head off at me here. Yeah. I'm glad it lasted longer than mine. Barry Hogan, well done, Tim C. Definitely. He's 37 years. That's a thing of beauty. A thing of beauty. And it all started here. It all started at this wonderful place, full of emotion and energy that so many of us have shared over the years. Gary Marshall, who was your best Leicester player today, in your opinion?
I made one good save.
Yeah, the keeper made a really good save. Hermanson?
Yeah.
Did Vestergaard? Vestergaard wasn't too bad, was he? But they conceded 4, so it's difficult. The two midfield were awful. I think it's easier to pick out the worst. I think the two central midfielders, Chowdhury and Skip, were awful. Backwards and sideways, Merchant, Skip. I've never seen what he is, and I still don't see it to this day. The left back was possibly one of the worst performances I've seen at St James's Park.
1 out of 10. A Kennedy 1 out of 10.
Yeah, Dom's saying he would have been a Kennedy 1 out of 10. He wouldn't have been far off. What was his name? What was his name? Do we even know? Victor Christiansen? Was that him? Yes, Victor Christiansen wins the award for possibly the worst Premier League footballer I've seen at St James's Park this season. Shares, this is definitely my favourite post-match channel, proper balanced and rational takes. That maybe wasn't so rational, but top lad Liam, cheers Shares, I appreciate it, mate. Shivy TV, Ronaldo is the GOAT. Messi, man. Let's get this started. Let's get this algorithm sharing. It's Messi, man. It's Ronaldo, man. Cristobal, Tonali would have had an assist today if Isak had finished his one-on-one. That's fair play. Kyle Tomey, people not calling for Howe out now. Just stop, man. Stop with your bloody, like... Oh, there he is. You see? There he is there. Howe is definitely in the house. Stop with all your bloody... Just in, out. Oh, God. It does my nut in. Harry, love your match lives, Liam, but always miss the start. No internet in Biker. Wi-Fi needed on the Metro. Fair play, mate. John Briggsy Wardy. People saying Tonali isn't happy. He's playing like a beast. Gary Marshall, best and worst Leicester player. I don't know the best, but I've said the worst. The worst was that left back who just looked like a generic Danish child with his haircut, his face, and his body. He just looked. He was awful. One of the worst. He's probably the worst Premier League player I've seen at this stadium. Takes the crown from Kwanzaa, who had an awful game. He isn't the worst player, by the way, but he was probably the worst performer I've seen this season. John Briggsy Wardy, what a match. Gordon and Holmake. Pete Davey, Isak man the match. So good today. Those centre-backs must have had nightmares today. They did, actually. The way he turned Vestergaard inside out in that second half was a sight to behold at times. Connor, a win against a shocking Leicester team is not going to mask anything for me. Cup game is huge. Tony Timebridge, Isak is your man the match. Brian Helens, I wish I was at St James's Park. Instead, I'm working in the freezing weather. The place you've been a few times, Liam. Oh, Brian. I like the fact that you're dropping that fishing rod out there. I'm taking the bait. Where have I been before, Brian? Where have I been? Freezing weather. Are you up in Scotland? Let us know, Brian, in the comments. James Rowell, Santa hats for the Villa game on the 26th. I'll see what we can do. Pete Davey, Christiansen got Bologna Champions League football last year as well. It was horrible today. Pete, you know more about this than me. You're the European football aficionado. It's not on me. I just say what I see, and he was awful. I agree. Doug Milford, when Isak was through on goal, did he actually come back to me? I've lost my train of thought. Leave him alone, man. Leave him alone. The kid's been through hell, man. Leave him alone. Tony Timebridge, Chowdhury and Skip is a rough midfield. It definitely is. James Brighton could have Geordie Journo's dress for Panto for being late. Dame Trot would have had a more convincing wig. It's not a wig, man. It's not a wig. Shut up. James Brighton, sorry for the wig jokes. Brian Helens, North Tyneside, mate. Oh, why aye. Of course I bloody live there, man. Harry, next 3 games are huge. Need 3 wins. Tony Timebridge, Liam is Santa, Dom and the other Geordie Journo, forgot his name, as reindeers. I'm not sure how that would go down, but I'll try. Maybe there could be a Geordie Journos live on Boxing Day with something like that, or it could be at Ipswich next week. We'll see how it goes. Right. Thank you so much for your donations. Thank you so much for your comments. I've been through them all. It's been a pleasure. We've done 42 minutes. Good night from us. There will be something a little bit more deep, a little bit more, with a bit more resonance later on. Thank you so much. Craig with a late comer at the back. Craig at the back post. Newcastle United in England look strong down the left-hand side. I cannot disagree with you. Thank you for everybody who got involved in the conversation. Thank you so much. I will see you guys a little bit later on when we go on the Geordie Journos deep dive with Dom and Jordan. Good night. 3 points at St James's Park. It's always a good feeling, isn't it? I'll see you guys later.